What's going on, guys? This is the Karcher Cares podcast. I'm coming at you here. This is Aaron Karcher, and this is kind of an episode 2, but more of like a welcome back, because for a couple months now, there's been nothing, and that's pretty pathetic on my part, so I'd like to explain and catch you up what's been going on. So October was a very busy month for me between the two jobs, and I was playing some music, and Hunter was working 6-7 days a week, and kind of just spilled into November also, and here we are, but late. But I think in October I worked 28 of 31 days, so I had 3 days off in that whole month, and I was just mentally and physically exhausted, and it was hard for me. I think we tried to record one episode in that month somewhere, but I just couldn't focus, and I was trying to make it too perfect, and I'm my own worst critic, so I was criticizing myself, and I just kind of let it go, and I was like, I'll come back and get it. And then work and life and all the other things jumped in the way, and of course nothing happened. So in October, I also had a good friend of mine that was home on leave, and I wanted to spend time with him, and I don't see him very often anymore, and we caught up and partied a little bit. So, but other than that, it's just been work and family matters, and just trying to live in the gym, which has kind of been hard for me now because I've been going through a little bit of a little injury stint, and it's been hindering me, and It's funny because when you get a little bitty setback, it makes you set back on a lot of things, because when you try to force yourself to do something that you shouldn't, it makes you lose motivation. And once you lose motivation there, you start to lose motivation in other things. And, it's just hard for me to find the right time and place to want to come back and try to do an episode on top of, going through a little bit of the injury and trying to get through work and just being so tired. But that's really no excuse, and I hate making excuses, but I found myself doing that a lot. But when life happens, life happens, and you start making excuses trying to make yourself feel better about the situation, because you're like, well, if this didn't happen, I probably could have done it, and if this didn't happen, but you keep making the excuses, and you don't realize it until you're like, man, I'm complaining about everything. So this episode is basically just a refresher and letting you know that I'm still here, and it's going to be a minute, but the podcast is going to happen. I mentioned in the first episode that Andy was going to be my first guest, and I've been talking to him, and we've been kind of brainstorming some ideas. We are going to get that going. We're going to get our little setup going, and we're going to get the other mic ready. And Andy's he's been booming with his business. He's been doing the opposite of me. He's been going forward, and I've been taking a step backwards. So that's really awesome for him. I'm happy for him, and I can't wait to get him on here to, talk about that. And so I hate coming on here and telling you all this, but I'm also happy that I'm back and we're ready to get rolling again. Because, man, it just seems like yesterday we posted the episode, but 2 months go by and we had nothing. And like I said, I know you can make all the excuses in the world, but really what it boils down to is, if you really want to do something and you really want to get it done, you're going to make time for it. And I just lost motivation. And if I'm being honest, I was mentally exhausted, and I was working every day, and Hunter was working every day. And it seemed like every time I had a free minute, he would be working, or if he had a free minute, I would be working. But, times are, it's getting colder out, so my second job's going to slow down a lot. We're going to be able to get on this and get it done. So 2019 is going to be filled with episodes, I guarantee you that. But the end of this year, I'd say we'll probably have Andy on before the end of this year, because I'm tired of making everybody wait for it, and it's my bad, being like, I got this podcast coming and then nothing to show for it. Besides, my first episode, which I had over 200 views on it, which is awesome, I think, for a first episode, which kind of gives me a little bit of hope that, maybe people are going to listen and watch it. I just wanted to come on here and remind you guys that we are coming back and we're going to still be here, and I'm here. I didn't let it go because I've had people ask me about it and be like, hey, man, where's the podcast? I'm like, well, we're working on it. It's coming. So we'll have Andy on probably before the end of the year, hopefully, as long as, we can get all three of our schedules lined up. If not, that's cool too. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. It was just kind of let you know where we're at. I'll try to keep you updated. I'll try to keep the posts coming on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Be sure to follow those at Karcher Cares. And, yeah, we are going to come back at you here. We are not gone. This Karcher Cares podcast is still alive, I promise. And we will be back.